Hey, Nathan speaking, and if you just come across this video, that's because you're on an NH fitness lifestyle channel. So if this is the first time you visited this particular channel, be sure to subscribe right underneath this video. And of course, check out all the little links there. So might be something there what could interest you. On this particular video, I'm actually going to go through in detail a whole review on one of my favourite books in relation to fitness and health. So watch it all the way through and I'll be back with you in a sec. So now I'm going to go through one of my particular favourite books related to fitness and health, and that is the amazing book Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, and that is by Michael Matthews. And what a book it is. I'd highly recommend that you listen to this or read this. I personally like to listen to books, and that's how I kind of come across it really. I was on Audible, I just finished listening to a last book which I think was one of them mindset books, which was Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then this actually popped up and it made me actually look at it, and when I looked at the reviews it looked really good, so therefore I downloaded the Bigger, Leaner, Stronger book, and that's kind of how I fell on this. Now of course this book is massive, and if you actually did Google it itself you can see so many reviews, so much about it. But yeah, for me, I actually found it via looking on Audible. It actually popped up as one of the recommendations. Okay, so now I want to speak about the author, Michael Matthews. And he really does speak about that. In the last 19 years, he's experienced a bit in the fitness game, really. And he was once a newbie, which may be like yourself. But even if you're not a newbie, but you're finding yourself that you've been doing the exercise for a while and you become a little bit frustrated. And like Michael, he was looking at fitness magazines and buying lots of them, and on top of that he also was buying supplements. In the end, had false promises. Really was a bit stuck in a rut. Was also looking at loads of diet books and looking at what the options are with that, and just felt like he was getting nowhere, and that might be where most people fall into really. Yeah, he decided really to just get a bit more educated. And from doing so, obviously he's in a position where he wrote his book, Bigger, Leaner, Stronger. And what I really love about this book in particular is how it's all backed up by science really. It's like loads of studies in there, so it's a must read in the sense of just looking at how much science is with it. And it really kind of gives you clarity that, you know, whatever he's talking about in that book, it's not just him coming out of it. He's got a lot of backing with lots of university studies and all sorts, so that alone is fantastic. I mean, the Bigger, Leaner, Stronger, the subtitle is The Simple Science of Building the Ultimate Male Body. There is a female version called Thinner, Leaner, Stronger, so you might want to check that one out as well. Again, I haven't looked at that one, but going off the male version, I'm sure the female version is equally as brilliant. It's kind of like a Bible for me where I look back at it over and over again. No doubt you'll do that as well. So what is the book about? Well, like I said, it was a simple science of building the ultimate male body, but it's more to it than that. I'm going to read this out for you. If you want to build muscle, lose fat, and look great as quickly as possible without steroids, good genetics, or waste a ridiculous amount of time in the gym and money on supplements, then you want to read this book. And that's what really hit home for me, that me coming from a fitness modelling background, it's one of the things where there's some people natural, but there's some people probably aren't natural. And sometimes you might get advice by the wrong people where they're basing their knowledge based on someone who takes extra. Whereas someone like myself who does it completely natural, then I kind of got a little bit confused of where to get the knowledge from. So that to me hit home for me, that at least I know this guy is going to be completely natural, what I'm listening to. But let me go in a bit more depth. He says, the real science of muscle growth. Law 1 is muscle growth only happens if you force it. Law 2, muscle grows from overload, not fatigue or pump. Law 3, muscle grows outside of the gym. He's probably referring in terms of that you need to obviously have good recovery. So once you've obviously teared the muscle, then afterwards you're going to need the recovery, whether that's rest or whether that's eating the right stuff, which goes to the next point. Law 4, muscle grows only if you feed it properly. Was fundamentally what I found when I was leaning up before a show, I was in the past probably given the wrong information where I needed to go for high reps when I'm leaning down. And the only thing what I found is near the end, when it was getting closer to the show, I was losing a lot of muscle from it. And I might have been looking lean, but it wasn't a true reflection of what my body should look like, because I was losing so much muscle. And what Michael speaks about is this whole 4 to 6 range, even when you're leaning up. Try to keep the 4 to 6 range reps, but try to keep that strength up as much as possible. You're almost better off sacrificing the reps. And that was alone done absolutely amazing for me. And funny enough, in 2015 when I competed, I actually probably looked the most fullest I've been on stage. And that was probably because I inherited that sort of concept alone. But there was other things I personally took from it. The other thing is the importance of food tracking. Like tracking everything you're intaking. Now, what he does confirm in there though, if you're maintenance and you kind of know what you're intaking, you won't need to ridiculously track it all the time. But certainly if you're bulking or you're leaning up, the importance of tracking your food is really important. And on top of that, he chooses what you need to do as a beginning point is go off a high protein and a higher carb and a lower fat, and as default going off your body, as in listen to your body, you would reduce it or increase it what suits you. Because some people might go more off a higher fat, lower carb if they're leaning up, and some people function better off a higher carb, lower fat. Me personally, I'm definitely like Michael, where he says to start with, and I function much better on a higher carb, lower fat when I'm leaning up. But like I said, you've got to listen to your body, and that's literally what he covers as well. So there are the main takes from it, but there is a section on there all about supplements, and he really confirms everything in there. And I'm not going to go into whole depth of what clarity it gave me particularly, because there was so much in there. But that is fantastic when he goes into detail about the supplements. So what you would gain from it, it says that's for beginners, but I personally think whether you're a beginner, whether you've been doing it a while, to a certain degree, even if you're quite advanced, if you listen to this book, you're going to gain something from it. But if you are someone who's generally confused with all the information out there, just the fact of you listening to this will give you so much clarity. It's unreal. And even someone who's a fitness professional myself, when I actually listened to that book, there was so much I sort of implemented myself, and I started bringing into my training, my other clients. That alone is so good. So I highly recommend this book. And obviously, of course, if you took a lot of value from listening to me today or watching me today, and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, and obviously give this post a like. And fantastic, well, hopefully I'll see you again. I will be doing more of these reviews. This is the first time I've done my book review on this particular channel, but I'm going to be doing these more often. And at one point I will be doing a review on overall a number of books, so look out for that one. But thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you soon.